You know, whenever Chef Poutine comes out, that it means somebody's cooking up a deal. And boy, do we have one today on the Motorola ThinkPhone. Link will be in the description, and it's important. Number one, it helps the channel, and I appreciate it. It is an affiliate link. Number two, though, you have to buy it through the Lenovo site because Lenovo, for whatever reason, comes up with the best deals on this particular device, and they have certainly today $499. $499, $200 off. At $700, it's getting a little questionable based on some of the other things that are available now in the marketplace. There's a lot of competition at that $600 level, so this has a lot to compete with. I still like it at $699, but at $499, you could stop looking at things like the Samsung Galaxy S23 FE. You could stop looking at things like the Nothing phone. If you were on the fence about a couple of those kind of upper mid-tier devices, this absolutely settles that argument where we're talking about the ThinkPhone at $499. Let's talk about what you get. Beautiful build. I love the Aramit's fiber weave on the back there. You get a nice protection on it. I never feel the need to put a case on it. It's still an aluminum frame, so you're not going to want to drop it. Perhaps it comes with a case, which is nice. A nice little, it's not overly protective, but it gives you some coverage on the back of the device, so you get a little protection there. But if you want to put a case on it, that's fine. But I feel with the weave on the back, it feels really good in the hand. Don't need it. Nice and light device as well. Light, thin, powerful, flat display, which I love. Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 or 8 Gen 1 Plus, whatever the particular naming convention is here. So what does that mean? You're getting the power of a flagship, mostly. You know, I understand the Gen 2 is out, but most of everything you're going to want to do, you could do on this device here. But you're getting the battery efficiency with it as well. Monster battery life. Almost no battery drain whatsoever on the ThinkPhone. Plus awesome battery life on top of it. 8 hours without breaking a sweat. Sometimes even more if you do a little bit of power saving stuff. Turn the display down. Lots to love here with this. Let's talk about that display. It's got a POLED 6.6-inch display. OLED 144 hertz, which is nice. You can absolutely feel that when you're using it with the animations nice and smooth. Not the most saturated display in the world. You do have kind of granular controls where you could go in and make it warmer or colder depending on your preference, but it still gets the job done. It's still contrasty enough. I wouldn't call it washed out, but it's just not as poppy as some of the other displays you're going to get, but it's still a beautiful, bright OLED. Bright being the operative word there. No problems seeing this in sunlight whatsoever. 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage, so there's a lot to like there. Cameras are okay. They're just going to be okay. Moto, same story. They're not awful, but they're not great either. They're not a reason why you'd pick this phone out. So when you're talking software functionality and camera, you're going to want to go, if that's kind of important to you, Instagram, socials, you do a lot of camera work, you're going to want to look at something like a Pixel or even one of the Samsung devices. They're going to do better there. If you're looking for a phone to get the job done, it's a business line, you work in some sort of outdoor field, it's IP68, dust and water resistant. There's a bunch of different things that this phone works well for if you're kind of off social media or you're looking for a monster phone at a price that right now you're not paying a gigantic premium for because of the fact that it's not one of the flashier devices out there. It doesn't have the pizzazz of a Galaxy device. It doesn't have the kind of AI super smarts of a Pixel device. It's just a really good phone with good hardware and good components for a fantastic price. Let's talk about software. Always an issue with Moto. Certainly a concern. You get all the gestures and all the fancy stuff that you like. You get a programmable button here, which I kind of like on this device. You get the red there, reminiscent of a ThinkPad. So there's some things there. I understand that people worry about the updates. So far, so good. This one's running on the September patch. Bi-monthly patches. They're promising 4 years of support. Will you get Android 14? Absolutely. Do I know when? Nope. Whenever Moto feels like it. That just is the MO. So again, if you're somebody who needs the latest and greatest software, if you're somebody who needs something heavily customized like a One UI, like a Pixel experience, feature drops, you want AI stuff, all that stuff is going to be better elsewhere. Where this is going to excel is in a lot of the compatibility and ecosystem stuff. Moto has done a fantastic job of making ready for a really interesting software experience. So let's pull that up here, show it real quick. Here's Ready For. They just had a pretty big update to it as well. But you have app streaming, mobile desktop, screen share, hotspot, file transfer, webcam, PC lock, smart clipboard, putting files back and forth between devices. This is a really nice companion. And not only if you have a ThinkPad, even if you don't have a ThinkPad, you can link this up to Chromebooks, you can link this up to a bunch of different experiences, and you're going to be able to get that functionality and get a second display, which the Moto Connect also will help you do that. You could use it as your webcam, which is going to be significantly better than some of the cheap webcams you're going to get on laptops. There's lots of functionality here, hotspot. There's a lot of cool things that you could do with Ready For that a lot of people like to put it in kind of an ecosystem and have this seamless experience between your phone and your PC. Also, they have the Motorola Secure. I really like that as well. I like being able to go app by app and knowing who has permissions, but more importantly, which ones were used. You can go through and see an entire list of which apps used your microphone, which apps used your camera. And if there's one in there that you don't like, and you're like, wait a minute, why is this accessing the camera then? I don't like that at all. You could go in and uninstall it. You could see even all the way down. You could go ahead and see which apps have access to your schedule, calendar, stuff like that. You're like, well, why is this app that has nothing to do with my daily schedule want to know what my appointments are? I love the fact that you could go through there, and even though I know some people might think it's lip service, some people might think it's superficial to take some control back of your privacy, any little bits that a company does to help with that is a positive. And this is an actual thing that you could see and use, and it makes a difference. So if you're somebody who's coming from a BlackBerry, perhaps you're finally giving up that maybe BlackBerry is over, you're frustrated with other phones when it comes to security, but you don't want to go full-on Fairphone or something like that, then this is a device that you could get at least some of that control back on the Android side. So overall, when you think about it, when you think about the high-end build, a flagship build, I understand it's aluminum, it's not stainless steel, but still feels really good. Nice thin phone. You get that premium feel on the back. The camera's good enough. The processing power is there. The RAM is there. The storage is there. Base 256. So when you're talking $499, you know how much. Go back and watch my full review on this device. You know how much I love this. I love the battery life. Just a monster battery on this device. So if those are your buying kind of specs, those things that you hone in on when you're looking for a device and you're not looking for the flashiest phone on the board, Instagram, that stuff doesn't matter to you. You're not looking to take all the photographs all day and all the rest of it. You don't need all these fancy extras. You just need something that's going to get the job done. Oh, and by the way, be a good member of a PC or Chromebook ecosystem. That's something that I'm pretty sure with the Chromebook, but the PC for sure. Then that's going to be something that you'll want to look at. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-licious day.